Right, welcome back guys. We have the G87 M2 in the shop and today we're going to be finishing off the TR87 kit with the TR87 front splitter. Let's have a little look around the car as it stands at the moment. It actually looks like it's got a lift kit on it at the moment and it's a 4x4, but that's just because it's on the ramp. Down the sides we've already got our side skirts with the integrated canards. We've got the rear wing as well. Some customers opt for the IDO one rear spoiler, but I've gone sort of full aggressive with the rear wing. We've got tutorials on how to install all of these, which will be coming out over the coming weeks, but today we're going to be focusing on finishing this kit off with the front splitter. So without any ado, let's get the car up on the ramp and begin the install process. So another thing that I'm going to try and get on today are the ducts. We're a bit stretched for time, so this is kind of a nice to have. Don't know if we'll be showing the whole install process for this because it's a bumper off job, but yeah, today let's focus on getting this front splitter on the car and showing you guys how you can install it yourself at home. So in the box, you're going to get your 3-piece splitter. Obviously we know that this is connected together with nuts and bolts. You're going to get some self-tapping screws to go in there as well, just to help support the splitter when it's on the car. Got a couple of tools here. So I've got a 10mm hex, I've also got an 8mm. So as you would have already seen, this is a pre-preg carbon fibre piece, super duper lightweight, really strong. It's actually installed using all the OEM mounting points to help you get it lined up in the perfect location every single time. There's some really nice little design features. Obviously you've got the winglets on the side, they go down, follow the side skirts. And then also we've got this indentation here, which actually is to sort of amplify this bit, which actually directs air into the brake ducts, which are on the front of the car. But yeah, obviously you guys would have seen a lot on the front splitter anyway, so let's get it on the car. First step, obviously get the car up in the air. We're very lucky to have a ramp here, but obviously you can jack the car up as well, just to get some access. If you've got like a slight incline, you can get under. You don't need a ton of room under the car, to be fair, in order to install this, just because it's using all OEM installation bolts along with some self-tapping screws. It's not too techy, but obviously the higher you can get it, the easier it is to work. We're actually going to nut and bolt it together off the car because it's a lot easier to do so when the splitter is off the car. So once you flip it over, you'll see hole there, same again, hole there. They essentially line up, and then we're going to get a nut and a bolt through, and that's going to keep your splitter nice and sturdy once it's on the vehicle. So I'm going to just open my package up, and you'll see a nut and bolt. So I've got some nice little small ones here. So I'm going to put a washer on both sides. So if I just pop that through there. And just to confirm, I'm using an 8mm socket because I've not said that. So obviously once we've got this bolt in and one side's tight, you just want to make sure that this is flat and flush. And we're going to tighten. Should just be hand tight, and that is solid now. So now I'm just going to spin it round and repeat the process on this side. So we're just tying up the splitter, make sure fitment's all good, looks fine, all of these little corners meet, which is great. And now it's just going to be a case of us removing the 10mm bolts that are used to line the splitter up. Right, quick one, 95% of you guys that are watching this video aren't actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, so please subscribe. We've got a load more content coming. It's not just M2 stuff, there's a load more stuff in the pipeline, so subscribe and don't miss it. Now that all of the screws are removed, you'll see that there's some push rivets here. We're just going to leave those in because they're not affected. And now we're going to get our adhesive promoter and we're just going to prime this surface all the way around here. Obviously we've had our splitter fitted here before, so you can just see a little bit of residue there, but we're just going to re-prep all along this surface, which is going to get some nice adhesion when we remove the backing off of the 3M tape. So what we're going to do now is just peel the backing of the 3M back, only just a little bit, so that once we go to install the splitter, we can peel it back fully with the bolts in place. This one here I'm just going to remove entirely, just because we're not going to be able to access that obviously once it's from the front, but these ones here we're just going to peel back. So I'm just going to begin to install the bolts for the splitter, and all I'm doing at the moment is just putting them in by hand just to hold the splitter in place so I can get a fixing on it. And the main aim here is just to get the splitter in a position so it doesn't start falling around, which means that you can do this as a one-man band. So the key thing to get lined up when this is fitted properly, this is going to be completely flush here. So when I start to peel this back in, I'm just going to push the splitter back into place, make sure that that is all aligned there, which now it is. Keep that there, and I'm going to slowly peel this back in. Back. Because it's this 3M adhesive that's going to do a lot of the job in holding the splitter into place. And then we're just going to do the same around this side. Again, applying pressure as we remove the backing of the tape, so we get a nice, secure, snug fit. And then we're going to do the same with this centerpiece as well. Just being careful not to break this red tape as you peel it off, because then you are in a world of pain. Once the 3M backing's been removed, you then just want to go around and install the rest of the original 10mm bolts. One thing to be careful of is going over tightening with these, because they're not too strong, the clips on the inside. Especially if you're using like proper tools like Milwaukee and not Ryobi. Now we're going to install the self-tapping screws. We've got a number of different holes around the bumper, around the splitter, sorry, that have already been drilled out, ready for you to install some self-tapping screws. Now those of you that are going to be doing some high-speed driving, a lot of track work and things like that, we've actually got another version or another way to install this splitter, which is by removing this centre gloss black trim and nut and bolting the centerpiece to the inside of this gloss black, which Nathan's going to overlay now for you to look at it. That's recommended if you are doing a lot of high-speed work, just because this splitter does create a significant amount of downforce, so it's always better to be on the safe side. But yeah, let's carry on with doing these self-tapping screws. So splitter is now on the car, but now for a little bit of bonus content, the ducts are getting done because Kai said he can get them done in 15 minutes.
Kai, do you reckon you can fit these in 15 minutes?
Car's done. Super happy with how this splitter looks. Obviously it finishes off the front end of the car, and little bonus clip, as we said, we've got the front ducts on as well, and to be honest with you, so glad I got that done. They are a kind of nice little finishing touch with the splitter. The front end of this car now, in my mind, is basically done, save for maybe a grille. Some customers have actually said that they'd like us to do something here with this in terms of making it carbon, or just something like in terms of different design. I do agree, it's a bit of an awkward design. It doesn't really make sense. Like, why is that a, don't even know what shape that is. Is that like a, looks like two hands, doesn't it? We might do something there. Some grills. Obviously you've got the guys at Alpha N have done some amazing grills, to be fair. We might do our own little design on that. I'm kind of a fan of the vertical slats from the OGs, so we'll see. The only thing is obviously this kind of design language. Anyway, I'm rambling. The front splitter looks amazing. The whole car looks incredible. The TR87 kit is without a doubt the best one on the market. We're obviously biased, but I don't care. Get the ducts as well, because I think they really finish off the car, particularly on black. It looks really mean. In summary, all the parts that we spoke about today are on our store. Please don't hesitate to give us a call. I'm just at the other end of the line. Nathan's not, he doesn't answer the phone, but there's a couple other guys in the office as well. They'll answer the phone, they'll help you. You can drop us an email, drop us a text, drop us an Instagram message. If you want to BBM us, you can BBM us, that's sweet as well. I've got a pigeon that sits at the end of the